All right, Eric.
Hey,
I know it's Tuesday. We didn't live stream yesterday, but
we
how was
didn't.
your weekend?
Yeah, right. I just got a lot of shit done. I didn't really celebrate the weekend like a lot of people were.
Cool.
It was good. Yeah, it felt good to just really focus on getting shit done, which is what I've been doing lately.
What'd you
Yeah, I
get
haven't
done?
been. What's that?
What'd you get done this weekend?
Um, just really focusing on my business activities a lot and putting a lot of time and energy into that. Creating content. I've been making these cooking videos.
Oh, you got started on that. I haven't seen any of them yet. Nice.
Oh yeah. I'm having a lot of fun with them.
Great.
Yep. Yeah,
Tell
I'll
me
do
more.
like kind of. What's that?
Tell me more about the cooking videos.
Okay, well, part of why I'm having so much fun with the short form videos lately is I discovered CapCut, which is an incredible tool for content creation. It does everything and it's so easy to use. And yeah, it just makes it more fun and like a creative project because you can just do so much more with it. And um, yeah,
Is
so
CapCut smartphone only, or is it also a desktop application?
good question. I don't know.
But you're just using your phone.
Yeah, I think
Cool.
it does. I think I did. Yeah, I watched a tutorial that did show it works on desktop also, but it doesn't have all the functions.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, I've been doing it on my phone.
Great.
But yeah, it's awesome. And yeah, it just makes like really cool font and effects. And yeah, there's so many, just the editing on it is so much easier and more thorough. You can just do a lot more with it. And yeah, I've been making these cooking videos where, I mean, for a short form video, you only have like a short amount of time. So you take like a bunch of footage and condense it into like a short little clip.
Right.
And yeah, I'll like speed up the time to like 8 times fast. So I'm like going around and cooking really fast and chopping things up. And yeah, giving kind of like a recipe of what I'm making. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Put it to some music.
CapCut.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, my son Torger has been working on videos lately, so I'll suggest CapCut to him. I've been liking
Cool.
some of the Get Shit Done TikTok videos you've been making.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we have some cool stuff to talk about today. One
Great.
is we want to talk a little bit about procrastination and how to overcome it.
Yep.
We also want to talk a little bit about our Get Shit Done collective, our crew, our group, and we have some naming things that have been coming up. I've been asking some people about, so I'd like your opinion, and anybody watching, I'd like your opinions too, all on how we're going to name our community. And so I'll tell you, I did not get shit done this weekend. In a rare occurrence, I'm not a big festival guy, but like maybe once a year I'll go to a festival if somebody I know is going, some cool people I know are going to one, but I don't generally go to festivals. I went to this awesome festival though called Jet Lag, and
Okay.
there were like 2,000 people there, and it's all Russians, mostly Russian immigrants.
Yep.
And it's like a little Burning Man, right? Mini Burning Man, except
Nice.
all Russian and family friendly, right?
Wow.
And like everybody was speaking Russian the entire time. I was there with Addison, and because he was playing and he got an extra ticket, and so we went together. And all the food vendors were Russian. Everybody was speaking Russian. Everybody assumed you were Russian, and everybody used Russian as the primary language.
Wow.
Addison and I do not know Russian.
No.
And so we camped. We got there late Friday night. It started to rain as we were rolling in, and we were expecting rain for the entire weekend, but it poured all night Friday night and then all morning Saturday morning. But then halfway through Addison's set, because he was playing music, halfway through his set, the sky opened up, and then it became a blazer of a day.
Nice.
And it just got super warm at this campground in upstate New York, like 4 hours away.
Okay.
So it was quite an adventure. And then Addison had another show he was playing kind of on the way back. And so we did another show on Sunday night, and then came back, and like it was fun and awesome, and I had a really good time. But I was worthless yesterday. Like I had to spend most of yesterday just sleeping, and I'm still like dragging ass today. Like, so I'm remembering why I don't do festivals very often, because it just like it was a really good time, but I'm going to spend the rest of this week recovering, you know?
Yeah. No, I know how that goes. That's exactly why I didn't go out this weekend. Because, yeah, normally I'll go to the dance on Friday night and I'll have a wicked good time. And I'll be up super late and, yeah, and have so much fun. And then all day Saturday, I'm just completely exhausted.
Right.
Usually Sunday, I'm still recovering. And sometimes Monday, I'm also still pretty tired.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The joys.
I know.
So what I'm remembering, and these are some good things to keep in mind on productivity, is like, how do you, like, procrastination can come in many forms, right?
Yep.
And one way or the other, like I'm still trying to get rehydrated. I kind of have a headache. I'm trying to like re-nourish myself so I have enough energy to think clearly and like move quickly and, you know, feel good, right? And I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't normally feel that way. So
Yeah.
this is a great opportunity to talk about getting shit done and how to set yourself up mentally, physically, and emotionally to really be productive, right? To get a lot of not only get work done, but get the right work done that's really going to move you forward in an intelligent and a helpful way, right?
Yep.
So what are some of your post-partying recovery tips to get yourself or other people back into a rejuvenated, energetic, kind of productive physical and mental state?
Right. Well, usually there's that, like if I go out Friday night, Saturday night, I'm pretty much laying in bed doing my online. I'll get a bunch of shit done, but I'm laying in bed while I'm doing it. So just giving myself that initial period of time to just really decompress and, rest and take care of myself. But then also, like jumping in a cold bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's a good one.
Cool.
Forcing myself to do some exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Going for a nice vigorous walk immediately following this live stream.
Yep.
So check it out. So I've been trying to think about our Get Shit Done community and what to call it, because community doesn't roll off the tongue. You know, the Get Shit Done community, it's a lot of syllables, you know, and it's a mouthful.
Yep.
And so I was brainstorming with a few different people. I was like, the Get Shit Done Club. I was like, that sounds pretty good, right?
Yep.
All single syllable words. I talked to a few other people about it, and we're like, team, group,
Right.
Nah. And then Torger, my son, came up with the Get Shit Done Gang.
Nice.
And I think that might be the one. I was thinking the Get Shit Done Cult. I was very excited about that, but
I don't know about that one.
No, you don't. You're not excited about the cult.
I don't know.
Which one do you like the best?
Yeah, I mean, Get Shit Done Gang works.
It's pretty good. It kind of makes you smile a little bit, right?
Yeah,
like,
it does.
Yeah, it has a sense of joy to it somehow.
Yeah, it does.
Well, guys, everybody's watching. What should we call our community? We have a few ideas so far. We get the Get Shit Done community, Get Shit Done group, Get Shit Done club, Get Shit Done team, Get Shit Done gang, Get Shit Done cult, right? We would love to hear your votes or ideas in the comments below. And that's our group community, right? Where we get together. It's our paid group where we get together and we get shit done, right? I teach you the Get Shit Done system. You get involved in regular Get Shit Done check-ins. And then you actually get to participate in Get Shit Done work parties where we all get together at specific days of the week and specific times in order to get the most important shit done in our business that we tend to wait on, not do, or procrastinate on, and then use this as a way of putting those things in the forefront. And right there, where we just have to put ourselves, up to it and get rolling So we got 1 vote for the Get Shit Done group, says anonymous Facebook user. Awesome. Thank you, anonymous Facebook user. So Facebook is funny with their integration with StreamYard, and that is sometimes they'll put your names through, and sometimes it just won't push through for some reason. So awesome. Well, Eric, I know you've been making some great Get Shit Done videos for us over at TikTok and on TikTok, I should say. I sound like an old man. Over at TikTok, Carl Shatke. Hey, Carl, how's it going, man? Carl is like a super genius. He's a electronics engineer for Tesla. I believe you work on design for the circuit boards, though I might be using the wrong term. But Carl is also a student and has been a long time fan and follower, and so it's good to see you, Carl. Would love to find out what's going on. What does PCB stand for, Carl? I don't remember. Super smart dude though. Where was I? We were talking about the group. I totally just got distracted. Carl, you totally distracted me.
Yeah.
It's okay. It'll come back in a minute.
Yeah.
So, TikTok videos. So you guys can check out. You guys can go to TikTok, and our username on TikTok is getshitdone.com. Get Shit Done was already taken, so we did the getshitdone.com. Which, by the way, if you want to get shit done, the quickest, easiest, fastest, most effective, most surefire way to get shit done is go to www.getshitdone.com right now and join the email list and join the gang if you're ready to get shit done. So, what is there any specific type of content? Oh, and did you say I should maybe get rid of that, not show that so much? Is there any specific type of content or types of clips or topics that you want to create videos for right now that would be sweet or fun or cool to repurpose into TikTok videos and other short form video?
Well, yeah, one idea I had that I think would be a lot of fun is to get some video. I don't know how that would fit into this live stream right now, but maybe you could do this today at some point after the live stream. Is get some footage of you in portrait mode, so it's TikTok friendly, while you're like typing on your computer, doing like writing in your notebook, whatever you do, like at your desk, like organizing.
Have somebody follow me around with a camera for a little while.
Yeah, organizing paperwork, all the things you do, and then I'm gonna take that and speed it up to like 5x or 10x and incorporate it into other clips of, do you struggle with procrastination? Do you have trouble with follow through? And then it shows you, just like crushing it and getting shit done at like Mach speed.
That's right. Yep. So great. Well, one thing that's coming in is I can do that. I'll get you something like that as soon as I can. I don't know if today is going to work.
Okay.
Just because my kids were here earlier. So if I had known, I could have probably gotten Torg or Lightning or both of them to get in on the video recording action. But I'll get something like that for you super soon.
Okay, cool.
Carl is saying you want some tips for productivity and moving momentum fast. So I'll tell you that there are so many factors that you can use to increase productivity, but among entrepreneurs, especially people who are trying to really make it as an entrepreneur for the first time, but you haven't quite gotten traction yet. So you're not, basically, if you're making less than 10 grand a month as an entrepreneur, you're not really there yet, right? That's the simple version. If you're making more than 10 grand a month, you've already made your first hire, or you have several people on your team already, and you're making more money with every single month that's progressing, you're like, that's great. But one of the places that people get stuck on momentum is when they've spent their life working for someone else, and then they expect themselves to have the same type of accountability to themselves as an entrepreneur or a solopreneur that they're able to produce working in a job environment where they have to be accountable to someone else, to a group, and so on, where there are very real consequences of you not getting your shit done, and not getting it done well, right? Where you can lose your job or whatever, and very real perks and benefits of doing an excellent job. You get benefits, you get increased pay, you get all these other awesome bonuses and things. But when people go solo and they're working on their own, and they don't have the proper environment set up for them to be productive and to set off the right switches in their brain to focus, this can be a huge area where entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs get stuck. They're simply not able to be self-accountable in the same way. This is also an area that you need to strengthen. And it's a great illustration of, if you're not as accountable to yourself as you are for others, this is an area that you need to improve on. And the way you strengthen this is, it's just like strengthening a muscle. Okay, you get the shit done that you commit to doing for yourself. But usually in a long-standing, in a real work or job environment, there's a system, there's a process for reporting, showing, or illustrating the shit that you did your job, that you got it done, to someone else, where they're essentially like your boss, right? Where they're like, okay, dude, you did a good job. Congratulations. Move on to the next thing. You can go for the day. You don't have to think about work anymore. Well, as an entrepreneur, you always have to think about work more. There's never that time where you're legitimately not able to. So you have to train yourself when to engage in those types of thoughts and or activities, and when to stop. And that takes discipline. And there are lots of different areas in your job as an entrepreneur, as a founder, as a CEO, as an entrepreneur. You wear many, many, many hats until you learn how to build your team and start hiring people and bringing people in, right? And when you're wearing all those hats, that means you have to transition between a lot of things throughout the day and or throughout the week. For most people, it's throughout most days, right? So how can you set up some of or all of the situations and the circumstances in which you can maximize the productivity of being involved in a long-term team while building your own business using that time? And that's exactly why we created the Get Shit Done system and the Get Shit Done community. I think we're going to call the gang, probably, depending on what you guys have to say about it. But the idea is, show up at the same time every day. That's going to improve your get shit done ability, right? In terms of increasing productivity and momentum, put it on the calendar, schedule it in, and do it. Number one. If you find that you don't put your personal entrepreneurial responsibilities on the calendar, then you have to have a serious talk with yourself about why, right? Like, schedule it in the same way that you schedule in work, right? In the same way that you schedule in doctor's appointments, in the same way that you schedule in church, in the same way that you schedule in your kids' like parent-teacher conferences, like all this stuff. There's plenty of stuff in your life that you have to schedule in and be accountable for. So do that with your tasks and activities in your business, right? Put it on your Google Calendar. The next piece is, even if you don't have the money if you don't have the money to hire a team that is then responsible for you, and you are responsible too, then you can do is you can find or build an accountability partner or accountability team where you're going to hold each other's feet to the fire in the similar way that a business co-owner or an employee or a team manager might do with you, and vice versa, right? So finding someone else to meet with, to check in with, and talk about what you did and didn't do, who's going to give you shit if you don't follow through on doing the stuff that you say you're going to do, right? Like, it's not just a pal. It's somebody who's going to like crack the whip on you if you don't do what you're supposed to do. The problem is they can't really punish you, right? They can't really fire you. The only person that's going to fire you is your bank. You know what I mean? If your bank account's in the negative. So, so you can do that. Eating really well at appropriate times throughout the day on a consistent basis, so that you're not energy. Don't go to festivals like I just did and expect to get a lot of work done on Monday. You know, meaning if you drain yourself dry over a period of time, expect some recovery time, right? Like build that in. What are some of your tips for productivity and building momentum, Eric?
Well, one key thing that's helped me a lot is avoiding burnout. So yeah, this is something that like you touched on a little bit, is like knowing, you know, when to disengage from your work process. Yeah, as an entrepreneur, it's like there really isn't that period of time where you're totally off duty. You have to train yourself to be off duty, and I struggle with that a lot. I just did a live stream on this topic of having the discipline to take some time off. And yeah, you have to like, just as, you know, you have to exercise discipline at times to get shit done. You also, I find it's also important to exercise discipline to not get shit done and just take care of myself and recharge and replenish myself. And no, yeah, I've gotten to that point of burnout so many times to where I've learned how to recognize where that threshold is. So yeah, getting really clear on where that is for yourself is a really important step, I think, to, you know, avoiding burnout, so that you can just keep going at a steady, even pace.
You know, Dan Sullivan and Strategic Coach have the entrepreneurial productivity system, I think is what they call it. And it has some very cool elements. And one of the elements is free days, focus days, and buffer days.
Okay.
And so they teach people to schedule in your free days, which are your days off, a full 24-hour period, day off. You're not answering emails. You're not listening to voicemails. You're not making business phone calls. You're not listening to business podcasts. You're not reading business books. Okay. You're disengaging from thinking about business stuff. Free days. That could be time alone. It could be time with your family, depending on what your deal is, right? Free days. Focus days are where you spend 80% of your day doing your highest and greatest activities, right? They call this your unique ability, but at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, depending on what stage you're at, your most important activities, right?
Yep.
20% of your day can be doing whatever other, you know, random garbage that you have to do. But free days, focus days, and then buffer days are days that are specifically set aside for doing the repetitive administrative types of tasks and or things in your business that you have to do, but that don't make as much money and that you don't really like doing as much, but you have to do them in order to keep the business working, right? So free days, focus days, and buffer days. And ideally, a third of, once you've got this figured out, a third of your days are free throughout the whole year, right? And those days end up being the most productive days, because they're when you come up with all of your best ideas and solve all your biggest problems when you're not thinking about them, and your subconscious can actually like process and come up with an elegant solution, right? And then when you come back for your focus days to do your greatest work, and or to deal with your buffer days, which require the most effort with the least amount of payoff, you have the energy and the stamina to really go after those things with vigor, right? So scheduling in time off is huge if you tend to be a little obsessive and or kind of a workaholic at times. Like, yeah, scheduling that stuff in is key. And just like with when you have family, right? If you have a partner, if you have kids, and they're living in the home, like, you gotta schedule time with your family and or your friends, or those relationships will wither and die. I can tell you from experience. You have to do this right, or it can bite you in the ass, right? It can really, really mess with you. Guys, any other questions about productivity, getting shit done, overcoming procrastination, succeeding as an entrepreneur. Any questions, ask them in the comments. We would be happy to answer them in an upcoming video. And if you want to become more productive as an entrepreneur, to get more important money-making activities done in less time, then get your hiney over to www.getshitdone.com. Enter your name and enter your email to get shit done and join our community if you're ready to get shit done on the next level. Eric, anything else you have to say before we sign off today?
Get shit done.
That's right. It's time.
Yep.
All right, guys. Enjoy the day. May your shit get done.
That's right.